Hi and good morning to all the listeners. This is Mika Sarel from the Philippines. שלום לכם, זה מיכה שראל, אני אקליט באנגלית עוד פעם היום עבור מאזינים שמקשיבים באנגלית, יש רבים כאלה. So this recording is going to be in English and I'm going to speak about the responsibility in carrying pain. Wow, this is a very vast thing, and I'll try to be concentrated here because I cannot do it too long. It actually demands a whole session, a few hours, even in cloister, to speak about this. This is a very, very important, crucial even, and it is, just a minute, I say it's even deep and profound, not because it's complicated, but because it's so much distorted, and the value of pain and what's the meaning of pain is it was taken away from us and something else we're given, or a few things that are killing us in the place of pain. But let's speak about pain, because most people in the world we don't like to feel pain. The education is to always feel good. But pain is part of life, especially on this planet. During the millennia, there was so much pain coming from what has been done to the human, by human and by those who are servants of something very dark, tyrannical, very consuming, very, very cruel, and not human, actually. Not human. So pain is existing. We have many kind of pains. I mean, as much as we try to run away from it, we can't. I mean, when you give birth, you are in pain. What they do, they give you a epidural. I'm not saying epidural is wrong. I also say that sometimes it's needed because the pain is unbearable, and I'll speak about unbearable pain or beyond the permitted pain. But it became easy come, and only ladies that are deeply aware of the fact that the pain is important will bear the pain. And mostly ladies are much more are much better in containing and keeping with pain. It's because of the lady structure, or also chemically or biochemically. There is an hormone called oxytocin that will cause ladies to be able to bear pain more than men. And also the lady, let's say that the ladies are carrying much bigger pain than men. Not because men are not painful, and also they don't show it when they are painful. It's very natural to be painful. There's so many things that are painful, but ladies got hurt so much in during history, and in this moment in the time, there's so many ladies that got hurt, are getting hurt because of many things that is done to them in any level possible. But generally, the human race is in pain. And if ladies are in pain, men are in pain. And also, although you know, sometimes people do cruel things, and they have a system that will not make them feel pain, that makes them not human. Because things that don't feel pain are robots. Only robots or androids do not feel pain. But the human complex, the human soul, the human structure is pain is part of it, part of the growth. And now I'll start to speak about the importance of pain, because, as I said, humans are trained not to want pain. Just run away from it. Let's live a safe life, a perfect life, not take risks, not go too much beyond the box. If we all get out of our box of comfortability. People like comfortability, but comfortability kills them. You can't grow with comfortability as an issue, as a first principle issue. Human life is a pioneering life, a Samaritan life. The spirit is always free. This is what we call free spirit, right? But being free causes you to go to places that might cause you pain. But if you're spiritual, you will bear the pain, because this is more important. Then you learn what to do with pain. Now, there is a responsibility about this. Of course, there is a pain that we should not go beyond. And the human race went far beyond permitted pain. But let's speak about the pain that is permitted, that we can use, that part of life. You cannot escape it. I mean, if someone leaves you, if your girlfriend or your wife decided to or your husband, things like this, like a separation or a kind of betrayal in one's commitment and hurting a man hurting himself and everything around him, there is a pain. Now there is a responsibility also with it, because we can't cause pain without taking the responsibility. We need to heal what we cause pain. This is part of the responsibility. The point about pain is that beyond the fact that people don't like feeling pain and they don't understand what pain is, pain is also it's part of the human mechanics, or the human body mechanics, or the human soul way to indicate for a person that he's away from a correct way or from a natural way. When you go unnatural, if you are still human, you will feel pain and you'll wish to come back to something which is good. But we all make mistakes. Mistakes sometimes cause us pain. And it's part of life, right? We can't really escape pain. So let me make a methodical stop for a second to arrange my thoughts, because there's so much to speak about that. Now, to demonstrate what I mean by the responsibility of pain or carrying the pain, there is a story I'll tell you now. I had a great teacher, a great spiritual teacher in my life. Lucky me, and also lucky me that I took whatever I could from him to lead my life successfully, because this man was such an amazing person. Now, he told us once, he passed from the world 23 years ago, but still lives with me. He told us this story when he was in his early 20th age. He was a young man, and he had a cat, and the cat got a disease, disease that is not curable. The cat suffered more and more, and there was no help to him. And the only way to take him away from the pain, because this is not pain of growth, it cannot be bearable. It's a pain of a disease that cause great suffering for the cat, and for it not to die in agony, he took him to what is called, when you take the cat or the animal to the doctor, that will end his life in a proper way, that he will not suffer. Gracefully, okay? Now, he took the cat, and when he came to the clinic, he put the cat in the hands of the nurse. And then he's telling, the cat was turning around and looked at him. And what the cat says in the look, because he says, I felt the words. He says, okay, you decided to kill me, but at least you could tell me about that. Now, he was young and was not aware of that. But the nurse went, and he said to us that he carried this pain for the rest of his life. The look of the cat would not leave him, ever. Now, this is the fact, you are young, you're not aware, and something happens, and boom. Now what you do with it. Now, here we come into the responsibility, because let's say it happens to you, and something happens, you were not aware, and oops, something happens, and you know that there's no way back. What to do with it. The education of the world will suggest guilt. Yeah, it would suggest guilt in a very tempting way. Why people adopt guilt, which is one of the most killing energetic states ever that existing. It's like you drink acid all the time. It kills you slowly and it's like a wound that will never heal. It will just grow and grow and grow until you die in agony. That's guilt. Because what they do to cause guilt, they blame you. Blame is like a flame. It's a blood flame. B for the blood. And it hits the blood and it causes you to deteriorate from inside energetically. That's guilt. And that's the education. They don't give you any solution. Because they want you to deteriorate. They want you to be consumed. Because this is what they do to us. These energies of the inverse world that we exist inside. This is the education of this culture that we live in, okay? For millennia. Now, guilt is a killer. Wait, another methodical stop. It's a bit difficult for me in English, but bear with it. And the question is why people choose guilt. It's very simple. If you choose responsibility or to take an action upon what happened, to do something that will cause a healing or will cause some effect in the other direction, it will demand from you responsibility and growth and maturity, right? But people don't like this. People don't like to take an action. People don't like to grow up. They actually love when other people tell them what to do, and they love obeying orders, even though the orders are completely ridiculous and unhuman and tyrannical. They will do that because something in them is decayed. They will choose the easy way. The easy way is death. Pain and difficulties in growth is natural. But what we do with it, the difficulties in growth, it says that you are putting a resistance, a muscle upon life, and it's painful. When the muscle comes to the edge of its ability, it's pain. But this place of pain is growth. Yeah, I remember this in gymnastics. Once when I was doing like push-ups, and I came to my limit, and I wanted to break my record, and all my muscles were shaking from the I just pushed, and it was and this is where my teacher told me, you see, in this point your muscle is developing, in this point of the pain, of the shaking. Now, it's exactly energetically working. You see, we have pain. Now what we do with it? Now something happened, we can't reverse it. We'll stay in guilt all our life. Guilt takes us to nothing. It kills us from inside. What you can do, what a person can do, is to take upon himself a mission which is called admission. Admitting the mistake, admitting what one caused. Now make a correction that will cause healing in other places, or pay back for that, or heal it in such a way that that this cat went without knowing, or some kind of neglection from the owner, would have the healing coming from another direction, at least the energetic animal, or the energetic source of the animal, because it's planetary. So you cause pain, okay? You was not aware. You were not aware. You didn't do it purposefully. By the way, there are people that cause pain purposefully. They developed in themselves the ability not to feel pain of others. They can only feel their own pain, but even this to a limited way, because their life went so twisted, so psychopathic, that they will torture themselves to death in the name of some kind of psychopathic energy, and cause the same things to others without feeling their pain. I've seen this, you've seen that, everywhere, it's everywhere. They don't care about our pain. They don't care about our dear ones. They are machines, but we are not. We're having pain. So we need to take the responsibility first, not to allow anyone to cause us to be painful above the permitted point, which is our responsibility. So we come to the first issue of responsibility, not to allow ourselves to go beyond permitted pain. The second part of the responsibility is to grow up into the admission of something that you want to do to heal the pain, or to pay back, maybe to another cat. You take another cat and you don't do the same mistake. It goes to the same source or basket of energy. So you can do many things with it. You don't need to have a guilt. Guilt is doing nothing. It's just killing yourself. But admission will take you to the next stage, or will cause your income energy or your contribution to the energetic world much bigger than what was lost because of sloppiness or unconsciousness in this case. So this is the second thing of responsibility about pain. Now there is a greater responsibility for pain, because sometimes a person is healing his own pains. He can handle them. Now he starts to feel pain from other directions. I, for example, can feel pain, a very vast pain that's coming not from me, from other people, in other places, from the planet, from the universe, from ladies, in the ongoing. And it's a pain that is the lady bear. Most of it is beyond permitted. And I cannot bear with this pain, because not to allow pain beyond the permitted pain is not only for me. So what it costs to me, this pain, because I can feel it, I take an action that is much greater than myself, or do something that might in the future, or might consequentially in the near future or the far, will bring healing to a situation. That makes me more responsible. That will demand me more growth. Demands more. And if it's important for me, then I will take the mission. So I'll add the mission. And I will do that, because it's crucial and dear to my heart. Love can cause you pain. This will be the ending of my recording to speak about this, because there's so much to speak about it. But love causes pain. Why love causes pain? It can cause other amazing things, Love can cause you feel amazing. But then it can also cause you pain in the lack of it. Or if something happened that stopped the love, or you weren't ready for something to happen, like someone that is very close to you died. It's a great pain. And you need to bear with it. You need to do something with it. Now, if we don't have the ways to channel it into the right place, it can consume us. I know people that stayed in grief for years. Grief is something that you need to go through and pass, because there is something about grief. I will not speak about this now. It's a whole recording, grief. But you need to just let go. I'll finish with another story, okay? Last one. And I hope this gave you some kind of a clue about what can we do, okay? Because really pain is part of life. And it's part of the heart. The heart is aching for many reasons. Together with the fact that he's happy sometimes, or much time, about other things. Okay, so the story goes like that. This young father, his daughter, he's an Englishman, and his daughter, she was 4 years old, and she was killed in a car accident. And now his grief was so, I'm just having tears now, so forgive me. His pain was so strong. His grief was so heavy. He just covered himself with the grief, and he couldn't let go. The pain took him into misery. And he was almost completely not having any more strength of heart to continue living. After a year like this, he dreamt a dream. He saw in his dream very small children, the age of his daughter, with white dresses, walking with a candle in their hands. It's a true story. It was told by the men. And they all, each one of the small girls, white dresses, in a row, they carried candles, and the candles were lighted. But the last one was his daughter. She held the candle, and the candle was not lighted. And he ran to her in his dream, and he says, "Why your candle is not lighted?" She said, "They light all the time, they light it again, but your tears take it off." So he woke up and he got the point. And from that moment, he just let go. And he went to learn how to release his daughter. He knew that she's well after this life and she's taken care of. So he could just leave his hands and release. You know, not having any more guilt or something that thoughts like I could do something, maybe He just left it, just released it, knowing that all is well and she's okay. And from that moment his life became much, much better, and he just rised up again to what he should be, or his powers and strength of life. And with this I will finish my recording about pain. There's so much pain in this world. We need to learn to bear with it, to deal with it. If not, it's going to kill us. It will not kill us because we can't handle it. It will kill us because of ignorance. So my suggestion is not to stay ignorant about this, to learn about pain, to search it, to see that it's part of our being as humans. And that when we pain, it's God in pain, because we are the nerve end of the godly thing that made us. And when we feel the pain, it feels the pain. It's a teacher. A pain is a teacher. It's a schooling. It's a growth schooling. So that's it. I'll finish here. Thank you very much for listening. This is Mika Sarel from the Philippines. Have a great, great time with yourself, and be good, especially to yourself first.